Hey everyone, it's Crystal here with your June 27th and June 28th, 2020 daily tarot reading. In the description, I will have the timestamps below so that you can just, skip straight to whether you want to watch Saturday or Sunday. So let's get into these weekend vibes. Today we have the Seven of Earth, the Four of Earth in reverse, and we have the Knight of Air clarified with the Silence card. All right. So what I love is that whenever the Seven of Earth or the Seven of Coins is it gives this vibe. Exactly what you see. Gathering, harvesting. The Seven of Coins is it's put in so much work. It's already been, as you see, this is kind of trying to depict the fall. And during the fall, as we know, this is, the end of the year is approaching now. We are gathering everything that it is that we have earned. We are saving up for Christmas. We are doing all these things. And pretty much the fall is when you see what all you've done. How well have you saved? How hard have you worked in your business or at your job? What promotions have you received? And of course, we know blessings can come well after the fall, but you get my drift. And when the fall comes in, the spring has passed. The spring is the best time to really plant your seeds of intention. Summertime, is also a great time because you see, it's all this heat, fire, happiness, among the world, and that's always good. And then by the fall, of course, you're seeing what has really happened. Where I have planted my seeds, are they growing? And when you get the Seven of Coins, that's a yes. You planted the right tree. You planted the right intentions. So I get that we are in the summer, right? But it's saying that everything we're doing now is going to affect us later on. And that's why having the Seven of Coins here, this is a great day to be practical. Some of you all could be seeing money flowing in, finances coming in, a great work day. I know it's the weekend, but maybe getting some of those, maybe you work a 9 to 5 and you have a passion project or a business you want to start. This day would be a great day to kind of be practical and take it easy towards some of those steps. That way, moving on later on in the year, you can see how everything worked out. So this is the universe giving us a heads up, like we need to kind of get in the mode of getting things in order, getting all of these things set in place, because every day adds up to the future. Every moment, every action we make every single day is a blessing for one to even be alive, but it adds up to the bigger picture later on. So then we have the Four of Coins in reverse, and this is a card about releasing and letting go. All right, so this gathering, coming together, harvesting, but also not getting too consumed within the earthly realm. This is a more patient energy. This energy with the Four of Coins comes in when it's like, okay, I have the money, I have the stability. Now I'm scared to lose it. I don't want to let go of it. I can't share it with anybody, or I can't. The Four of Coins, when it's upright, it can really, really make you scared, and it can make you want to hold on to every last dime that you have. And it is well advised to be more practical, take a slow approach, no big purchases. You got to think, if your money is just coming in or if you're harvesting things, that's not really spending. That's not really giving away. But we know that, we can't give more than we have to give, right? But there is something about letting go and helping in some way. If you have the money, if you have the time, if you've already harvested and been blessed in some way, maybe being a blessing to someone else, versus being fearful of, oh, I can't loan that person that $50 because I'm down to my last 400, and it's kind of like, I get it. We all have different financial situations, but when you have a broke mentality, that's what I call it, or a fear of not having more or not being able to get more, it just causes you to have that same anxiety. Now you're giving off a fear vibration when it comes to your money and when it comes to how you attain finances. So the Four of Coins in reverse, sometimes, yes, it is money and letting go of allowing financial wealth and things like that to control you. But it's also about letting go of certain relationships that don't serve you anymore. The Four of Coins is upright, it's that person holding on, won't let go of that person who's not beneficial to their life, that romantic relationship that doesn't work. Now I will say this, you will notice that certain things and people that you let go of will pop up on a day like this. It's like, didn't I let you go a while ago? What are you doing back? So don't be surprised. But regardless, the energy is to let go, be productive, but let go. Now, the next card we have is the Knight of Air. And I really love how this is depicted because it shows, I don't know what this is necessarily. It looks like some type of yoni steam. If you all know what that is, maybe is it a yoni steam? Yeah, I was just making that up, but it looks like it quite possibly could be. And for those of you who don't know what that is, that's like this essence, it's like this spiritual practice, or I guess it's not even so much spirit. Well, it is spiritual, but it's more for I guess medical purposes, to clean the womb and to get any type of, I guess, bacteria, spiritual cutting cords of attachment to people you've been intimate with. They have these things called yoni steams, and you get these different herbs and flowers together. You get this. I've never done one. I have one, but I wasn't able to do it because when I was gifted it, I was pregnant, and you can't do it when you're pregnant. So maybe I should do mine, right? But you have to have this like little seat that like with hot water, and it like just, it's like a vaginal steam. And people rave about it and they love it, and they say it really, really helps on a physical level and a spiritual level. So anyway, what I love about the Knight of Swords and how they presented it here, this is a crafty Knight of Swords. This is someone who is very intelligent, someone who uses their mind to think of things like no one else would. Who would think to make a yoni steam out of a bench in nature? That way you can connect with nature. And you all, I can be completely wrong. If anybody knows what this is that they're trying to depict, and I mean, I could look it up in the book, but if anybody knows what this is, feel free to correct me. But for the purposes of the video, we're going to just say that it's a yoni steam. And so anyway, I love it how they made it to where this person can ground and connect with nature and at the same time cleanse. So I love the craftiness of the Libra, Aquarius, Gemini energy, because that's the Knight of Swords. These people who, yes, sometimes it can be frustrating because they can overthink, they can overanalyze, they can, do something amazing or think to do something amazing and not really know how to act on it due to them just having so much that goes on in their mind. So this is saying just silence the mind when things like that happen, and allow great mental opportunities to present themselves, great ideas to manifest. It doesn't matter if you're the only person who's created this or thought of this. Still do it. This is amazing. The Knight of Swords is super smart, wants to spread their knowledge with other people, likes to read, likes to educate themselves. So I think that this is really, really good. I love that we have that energy present. Now, I am curious. I just want to know. I'm going to see if I can try to find this in here. Let me see if I can try to figure out what this is. So I might have been right, because these, the Alitita, I know I pronounced that wrong, but pretty much the Knight of Swords, or the knights in this deck, are all, they use it to speak about how young women can help themselves with all of these different cards. So let me see. Here it is. Yes, speak from between your legs. Shout, sing, scream, declare your truth loudly without fear. Yes, it is a vaginal steam. Okay, so I was right about that. All right, cool. Yes, and it strong plants to use in a ritual: roses and oregano. Okay, cool. So yeah, I was just trying to make sure that that is what it is. So maybe this is somehow yeah, so this card really talks about removing shame, when it comes to like women's bodies. And it's so funny because, wow, I was just talking to my sister about how people always try to over sexualize, or she was actually talking to me about how people always try to go over the top when people are naked. And yes, everything holds a vibration. You know the difference from when your uh your stripper that you follow on Instagram is posting a picture versus a yogi who's a spiritual advisor in nature and is trying to break stereotypes of women being able to express themselves through intimacy, or express themselves in within being naked without it being just this being, not being politically correct or whatever it might be, like breaking those stereotypes. That's what I'm getting at. So I love this. And this is saying that this is okay. Maybe some of us should look into doing like a vaginal steam, especially if you're finding yourself connected to exes that you want to let go of, that aren't that are still in your energy center. A lot of the times they're probably still connected to your root and your sacral chakras, your lower chakras a lot of the times. So a yoni sting would be very important and helpful for those people who say, oh, well, every time my ex come around, it makes me feel some type of way, or I'm still harboring hurt from being molested or raped. Things like that, yoni steams are good for. Now, yes, it takes a lot of other things like silence and meditation and being able to calm the mind and connect with the higher power. But with doing so, every step is a step further to cleansing and healing yourself. So I really like Saturday. This is like some type of high spiritual connection, connecting with the moon. You might feel very serene. If you're finding yourself having a hard time today, it's because you're holding on so tightly to old exes, people who don't need to be around, and there needs to be some type of detox. All right. So now let's move on to Sunday. Let's move on to Sunday. And I'm going to use a different deck. Let's see. What does Sunday have in store for us? Overall energy for Sunday. All right, we have the Nine of Wands upright, the Three of Cups in reverse, and the Magician in reverse. All right. So, I actually want to read this backwards today. So, the Magician in reverse is where I'm going to start. And so, whenever the Magician is in reverse, it makes you feel like you don't have everything you need to get done what you need to do. You feel like there's just not enough money, not enough time, not enough help, not enough resources, not enough creativity, not enough diligence, consistency. Something is missing to where I feel like I have this dream, or I have something that I'm trying to get done today, but I just don't have everything I need in order to do so. So whenever the Magician is in reverse, it says you have to work with what you have right now. Later on, supplies, everything else will come in. Also, if you're feeling creatively blocked, then ways that you can work through this is by exercising with energy like this today, getting active, cleaning up. Sometimes you have to keep your mind busy to not focus so much on the fact that you have a writer's block or creative block, or even for some of you all who are feeling that, do something else. If you normally say like, oh, I normally write, or I'm normally a fashion designer, or I normally do this, try something different. You have to be careful too with the Magician in reverse, because you can be easily manipulated when this card is present. Now, we also, and you might be feeling a lot of the Mercury retrograde vibes. Of course, surprise, surprise, my husband lost the car keys again. So we're looking for those. So I wouldn't be surprised if you go through something like that. Just be extra careful. Now you have the Three of Cups in reverse also, which is saying, because this could be somebody manipulating you in a relationship and allowing outside sources to come in, whether that's through gossip, fake friendship, infidelity, cheating, and in some way it hurts. But the Three of Cups in reverse is, this isn't the day to necessarily throw a party. And if you have to throw a party, you just might find yourself a bit more on edge. You might find yourself having your guard up so much that you're not really able to have a good time, or being on watch so much with everything going on, maybe that you can't really express yourself or have a good time like you want to. And for those of you who don't normally celebrate and have a good time, it's not a lot of people in this card. Celebrate with the people who you have within your home. It might really help you. That way you don't have to worry about being around large crowds and things like that. I know everybody isn't comfortable with that. So Three of Cups says just watch it. You know, it is the day to where, I hate to say this, but we should kind of have our guard up. We should be a bit more protected than we normally are. If I have anything to do, I probably would have done it Saturday or maybe Monday, based off what the energy looks like, versus Sunday. Not saying that you can't, but it can just be, you know, three's a crowd, too many people, you're on guard. So just watch that, all right? And I know sometimes it's hard because of everything going on in the world. It can freak us out. It can have you paranoid. But ultimately, yes, it's okay to have that defense and to keep going. The Nine of Wands says you have to keep going. You can't give up. So if you do have to get things done, don't hesitate. Don't let your mind play with you or let outside sources come in to throw you off. Just get it done, but do it in a more secure, protective way. Push forward. You don't have to give up. Just because someone is manipulating you in a relationship or a situation or whatever might be going on, it doesn't mean that you have to give up on love, or you have to give up on the blessings that you will be able to bring into your life. So yeah, not bad at all. Not bad at all. I do want to just pull us one more card from the Black Moon astrology deck on what is the best approach we should have for Sunday. What is the better approach to have for Sunday? And we have the North Node, life's purpose. So this is a day that is emphasizing, if you're having issues, if you're feeling provoked, if you're feeling like irritated, focus on your life's purpose. Focus on what makes you feel alive. Even if you want to start that skincare line and you don't have all of everything now, you can make your recipes. You can make a book. You can do all types of things. The North Node is your life's purpose. This is what you came to this earth to do. Don't give up on that. That's why you have to hold your ground. It might be helpful for us to look into the North Node in Gemini 2020. You can do a quick YouTube search. If you're more of a person who likes to read articles, you can go on Google and read an article on the North Node in Gemini. We all need to be going that direction. We're more helpful to society and ourselves by following the nodes of the moon, aka the North Node. So having that more Gemini energy on a day like this will be helpful, and or learning from that energy. So I hope this helped in some way. I hope that you all have a great weekend, and I will see you on Monday.